Thanks for Everything, an Adult Appreciation webinar. This webinar is hosted by GSWNY Adult Development. Shown here is Christine Kerwin, Adult Development Manager, and Renee Finnemore, Adult Development Coordinator. These pictures are just here to remind you that showing appreciation can be fun. Whether formal or informal, showing thanks for your volunteers' efforts will go a long way in making them feel included and valued. By the end of this webinar, participants will be able to define the 5 languages of appreciation, implement concrete ways to put each language into practice, list some ways that GSWNY will be appreciating volunteers, identify GSWNY and GSUSA awards, follow the steps to nominate someone for one of these GSWNY or GSUSA awards, and know where to find additional resources for appreciation. So first, let's talk about how you would like to be appreciated. We'll take a short quiz to learn more about how we feel about appreciation. While you're taking this quiz, just make note of the numbers for your answers, as this will help later when we go over our responses. So when you think about acts of appreciation from your volunteers, let's rank from 1 to 5 acts of appreciation in terms of what you find most meaningful. 1 meaning most meaningful, and 5 least meaningful. So how would you like to be appreciated? Would you like to receive an email from one of your leaders thanking you for the support you've given her? Going out for dinner with your service unit team? Volunteers stepping up to assist with SU events such as campouts, service projects, etc.? Being presented with a GSUSA, GSWNY, or service unit award? Or receiving high fives and hugs from the team? In terms of receiving acts of appreciation from the council office, again, we're going to rank from 1 to 5, with 1 most meaningful and 5 least meaningful. So how would you like to receive appreciation from the council office? Be praised for your service unit leadership during a service unit managers meeting? Have one-on-one time with a council staff person to listen to questions and concerns? Streamlining processes to make your position easier, more efficient, and less time-consuming? Receive a gift card for making your membership goal, or receiving a handshake for a job well done. Now we're going to focus our attention on how you would like to give appreciation. So we're going to be thinking about appreciation that you would most likely give to a volunteer. Let's say you have a new volunteer in your service unit who has really impressed you. She has great ideas, is very enthusiastic, and has even stepped up to chair a service unit committee, although she's struggling to recruit an official assistant leader for her troop. So what type of appreciation are you most likely to give her? 1 being most likely to give, 5 least likely to give. Verbally praise her during a meeting and/or send her an encouraging hug. Make plans to meet her for coffee or other social meeting to connect. Find out what you can personally do to assist her in her troop and pitch in. Award her a service unit award or prize. Or give her a hug. GSWNY is using the 5 languages of appreciation as the framework for our appreciation activities. This includes the concept of motivation by appreciation, that receiving appreciation in the way that is most meaningful to us keeps us motivated and engaged, and this ultimately leads to high retention. So we're going to talk about these languages and define your primary and secondary languages, and you'll be able to define your colleagues' languages as well. So based on the quiz, if your number 1 ranked was mostly option 1, you prefer words of affirmation. If you ranked number 1 mostly for option 2, you prefer quality time. If your number 1 ranked was mostly option 3, you prefer acts of service. If your number 1 ranked was mostly option 4, you prefer tangible gifts. And if your number 1 ranked was mostly option 5, you prefer appropriate physical touch. And we'll talk more about those in a minute, but just know that some people may have more than one preference, and these are referred to as a primary and secondary language of appreciation. It's also good to note that the type of appreciation that you like in your personal life or in your volunteer roles can vary and also be different from what you might like to see in your career. If you think of appreciation as a way to show thanks and gratitude for a person's contribution, recognition is just one piece of that. Recognition focuses on performance or the achievement of certain goals. Appreciation, on the other hand, focuses on the value of the individual person. Recognition focuses on what the person does, and appreciation focuses on who the person is. So let's talk about those languages of appreciation. Words of affirmation can be oral or written. It can be one-on-one or praise in front of others, but just know that few people like to receive public affirmation in front of a large group. So here's some examples of words of affirmation. Could be sharing stories of praise at a service unit meeting, sending encouraging emails or writing thank you notes, or having a shout-out board to attach post-it notes of praise at a service unit meeting. And you may have seen these shout-out boards recently at GSWNY this past fall. Just know that these can be anonymous, but they are more special if not. Quality time. This is personal, focused time and attention from the leadership, where you might hang out together, work on a project, have someone take the time to really listen to your concerns or questions. And examples of this might look like going to lunch together just for fun or to discuss Girl Scout business, checking in to see how things are going, come hang out with the team at the end of an event, or have an offsite event with other leaders, or just calling to chat. Acts of service involves assisting to get a task done. You might work collaboratively on a project that could be difficult to do alone, or you might help someone catch up if they've fallen behind or seem overwhelmed. So some specific examples: offering to help out with a project, a volunteer joining the service unit team or committee, or someone just stepping in with last-minute assistance. Tangible gifts. Taking time to notice what your colleagues enjoy and buying them a small related gift shows that you are getting to know them as a person and understand what is important to them. And it's important to know that the key to giving the gift is the thought and not the amount of money that is spent. So a tangible gift can be a very low-cost item, or it can be something more extravagant. Some examples of tangible gifts include awards or pins, gift cards, or handmade gifts from the girls. Remember, it's the thought that counts when you're putting together a tangible gift for another volunteer. Appropriate physical touch usually occurs spontaneously and in the context of celebration. This could be a high five, fist bump, slap on the back, or a congratulatory handshake or hug. To not touch one another at all often leads to a cold, impersonal environment, and the type of physical touch will vary by the familiarity you have with the person that you're interacting with. So let's talk about the 5 languages in action. This year's GSWNY Appreciation Plan includes activities from all of the languages of appreciation. You'll see emails, cards, and mentions on our website. Special events, particularly new volunteer family picnics that will be happening this spring. We'll have acts of service such as continuing education opportunities and rolling out new ways to make volunteering easier and more fun, and tangible gifts like thank you gifts during Volunteer Appreciation Month and volunteer discounts. And if you're someone who really likes appropriate physical touch and you see me at a service center or Girl Scout of Western New York event, stop by and I'll be happy to give you a high five or a slap on the back. Let's focus right now on GSWNY and GSUSA awards. This is one example of a type of tangible gifts that we give as Girl Scouts. First, let's talk about the appreciation pin. This pin recognizes an individual's exemplary service in support of delivering the GSLE, which has had measurable impact in one geographic area of service and helps the Council reach and surpass its mission delivery goals. Now, to clarify, our Council defines a geographic area as a single service unit. Even if your service unit includes multiple towns or school districts, it is considered one geographic area. So who might you nominate for this award? Perhaps an organizer whose recruitment efforts resulted in increased participation or retention or diversity. An event coordinator whose programs achieve the GSLE outcomes. the product sales manager who helps troops surpass goals, arrange for direct sale locations, or resolves issues. Or possibly a parent helper who steps up consistently to help meet the needs of the troop and ensure girl-led, learning by doing, and cooperative learning experiences. The Honor Pin recognizes an individual's exemplary service in support of delivering the GSLE, which has had a measurable impact on 2 or more geographic areas of service and helps the Council reach and surpass its mission delivery goals for those areas. Examples of volunteers you might consider for this award include a series volunteer who works with girls from across the county on healthy relationships, an event committee member who recruits girls from around the council to participate in outdoor adventures, a Gold Award mentor who helps girls achieve their goals in pursuing Take Action projects, or a facilitator who sees a need for more localized training and offers to do remote trainings in her area, inviting volunteers from several service units to participate. The Thanks Badge honors an individual whose ongoing commitment, leadership, and service have had an exceptional, measurable impact on meeting the mission delivery goals and priorities of the entire Council or the entire Girl Scout movement. Possible nominees could be a volunteer who works with girls for several years in a pilot program to increase participation in a pathway leading to an increase in membership and GSLE outcomes. Or a longtime volunteer who has served in multiple positions helps to create a partnership between the organizations and schools to run Girl Scout programs during the school day. An event coordinator who works with girls to create girl-led programs council-wide, inviting troops and independent girl members to participate. Or an adult member who asks community contacts to support Girl Scouting by providing funds for girls with financial need. The Thanks Badge 2 recognizes an adult member who has already received the Thanks Badge and who has continued to provide exemplary service in a leadership role, resulting in a measurable impact that benefits the entire Girl Scout movement. Who might you consider for this award? A Thanks Badge recipient who serves as a mentor to GSLE coaches in support of their local activities. A Thanks Badge recipient who seeks to increase the number of girls pursuing and receiving the higher awards, resulting in an increased number of girls earning the bronze, silver, or gold awards. Or a former Thanks Badge recipient who continued her efforts for which she was originally awarded the Thanks Badge. She would be eligible to receive the Thanks Badge too. The Volunteer of Excellence Award recognizes those volunteers who have contributed outstanding service while partnering directly with girls in any pathway to implement the Girl Scout leadership experience through use of the National Program Portfolio, or who have contributed outstanding service in support of the Council's mission delivery goals to girls and adult members. Potential candidates for this award include a troop leader who never says no to taking another girl, resulting in a 0 waitlist for your service unit. The troop leader whose girls achieved GSLE outcomes and mentored others on customizing the journeys. Your super organized finance consultant who provides training on topics ranging from managing troop funds, reporting, and creative ways to save money. The registrar who knows every troop in the service unit and provides technical support and training on navigating online membership and program registration. New this year, we've switched to a review and determination at the service unit level, and we'll talk a bit about that more later. The GSWNY Commitment to Excellence Award recognizes an organization or business which has shown exceptional commitment to the advancement of Girl Scouting ideals and goals through dedication and devoted service at the council level. Nominees for this award are helping to support one of the council's functional areas, which include membership by motivating girls and adults to join the movement and promote their continued involvement, program by ensuring quality programs for girls, training by attending and promoting council training programs, camping by supporting and promoting outdoor program and services, fund development by effectively participating in fund development such as the Family Partnership Campaign, Women of Distinction event, or product sales. So what does this look like? It could be a business whose support led to increased participation in Girl Scout programming, a local business that supported girls in achieving financial goals by promoting and sponsoring direct sales locations throughout the region, or a media outlet that provided low-cost ads to spread the message of volunteer opportunities, leading to an increase of adult mentors. The President's Award recognizes the efforts of a service delivery team or a committee whose exemplary service in support of delivering the Girl Scout leadership experience surpassed team goals and resulted in significant, measurable impact toward reaching the Council's overall goals. Honorees can be recognized for any of the following areas: membership development, community cultivation, volunteer relations and support, program, leadership and governance, fund development, or council support service. This award is for high-functioning service teams, such as a service unit that actively recruited in their area, achieving membership goals, a service unit whose girl-led events resulted in retention of underserved girls, a service unit whose new leader mentoring program paired new leaders with experienced leaders, resulting in increased GSLE outcomes for girls and high retention for adult members. Some important notes about this award are: you may submit a nomination to be considered under any one or more of the functional areas. There are several positions which must be filled in order to be considered: service unit manager, finance consultant, registrar, organizer, product sales coordinator, and GSLE coach. One note about the GSLE coach: these are your former age level and grade level mentors, outdoor consultants, or new leader mentors. They must have completed the GSLE coach training by February 1st, 2014. This training will be offered online at the end of January, so be sure to remind your GSLE coaches to register for it. The committee looks very closely at the makeup of your service team. Unless you are a very small service unit, you should have different people in these service team positions. If the same person is wearing 3 hats, the committee may deny the award because your team does not reflect the membership of your service unit. Let's look at participation awards. The Years of Service pin recognizes a member in Girl Scouting for her or his years of active service as an adult volunteer at 5-year intervals. The Membership Numeral Guard, referred to as tenure pin, recognizes an adult in Girl Scouting for her or his years of membership as a girl and or as an adult. The Council provides the award to those who request it at 20 years or more of membership or service. New this year, there is one form for both awards completed by the individual. Service units may present to any who qualify for 5 to 15 years. If the service unit does not provide the pins, individuals can purchase them from our shops. Other awards that are available include the Green Angel. This comes as a pin, patch, and certificate. You have the choice of giving any combination of one or more at any given time. This award is suitable for any volunteer who supports Girl Scout activities in a troop, service unit, or council-wide. Green Knight is available for men, and you can find a poem about the Green Angel online. Certificates of Appreciation. Service unit managers were given copies of blank certificates to give out. If they may request additional certificates through adult development, these can be presented at any time for any acts in support of Girl Scout activities. To recap, when you're thinking about who to nominate, you can think about how they serve and then consider what award would be appropriate. For troop volunteers, maybe you'll have the girls create some sort of appreciation token or go for a formal award such as Appreciation Pin, Volunteer of Excellence, or the Green Angel Award. For those who volunteer at the service unit level, the Appreciation Pin, Green Angel Awards, or a Certificate of Appreciation would all be appropriate. If you have someone in mind because they really excel in their position, Volunteer of Excellence Award might also be a good fit. These same award options would apply to someone who volunteers in more than one service unit or regionally, but you also have an added option to nominate them for the Honor Pin since the service is in 2 or more geographic areas. With council-level volunteers, any of these mentioned awards would be appropriate, but this is the only level of service where the Thanks Badge or Thanks Badge 2 would be appropriate. Much of this has been mentioned, but here's what's new for 2014. The Volunteer of Excellence decision will be made at the service unit level. The service unit decides the deadline, which gives you more wiggle room in collecting nominations, time for review, and determination. Recipients will be honored in council publication. Just note that the deadline for name submission for same-year publication is March 1st. The statement of endorsement replaces letters, and we'll have more on this in a few minutes. You have more choices for award presentation venues, which is great for those who like the surprise aspect of the awards or know a particular volunteer would find it meaningful to receive their award at a particular location or setting. So your options include the annual meeting, a service unit event, the volunteer family picnics, or other venue that you choose. And let's talk about those volunteer family picnics. These will be a fun, family-friendly event at one of our beautiful camps. They will be held at Camp Piperwood on the east side of the council on June 14, 2014, and on the west side of the council at Camp Seven Hills on June 21, 2014. There'll be more details to come on activities and registration, so be on the lookout for that info coming to you soon. So hopefully by now you have someone in mind that you want to nominate, but what will you need to do? First, start by downloading the forms from our website. The forms are all new for 2013-2014, so discard any stock you might have on hand. Nominations submitted on old versions will be returned for resubmission. Be sure to enter all information. Notification will be sent via U.S. mail to the recipient and nominator, so be sure to enter a complete mailing address. Be specific when answering questions. We know your nominee is hardworking and very deserving of the award, but you must provide specific information to show the impact of their hard work. You can find this information in your service unit's plan of work. The information you provide will be determined by the type of volunteer service given by the nominee. So some data that you might include is the number of events coordinated, the number of participants, the amount of money earned, the troops that participated, or the GSLE outcomes met. And this really will be determined by the award that you're nominating the person for and the type of service that they give. Endorsement. All nominations except for the President's Award require 2 or more statements of endorsements. Check the award criteria for specific requirements. All endorsements must be submitted using the Statement of Endorsement form. Letters of endorsement will not be reviewed. You may submit additional information to supplement the nomination, such as volunteer impact statements, which are letters from volunteers that describe the specific impact of the service provided. Nominations are accepted year-round, but you should submit your paperwork as soon as it is complete. If your desired presentation venue is a council recognition event, it must be postmarked by February 1st. If your desired presentation venue is a local event, submit at least 8 weeks prior to your event date. Just note that during the spring months, quantity for pins are limited, so to avoid back orders, submit early. New this year is the Statement of Endorsement. This question-answer format was created to help you provide the information needed to evaluate a nomination in a concise format. Some questions on the form include, in what way has the nominee provided Girl Scouting programming so that girls wanted to continue to belong? How has this nominee improved communications between team members and/or the team and its service area? What community contacts has this nominee established or maintained to ensure that Girl Scouts are widely known and respected? Remember to be specific. You will find much of the information you need to answer these questions from talking to other volunteers, referring to the service unit plan of work, and if necessary, talk to your staff liaison who works with them. Remember that you should be specific. So you'll want to include specific data, such as efforts led to recruitment of 22 girls and 4 adults, and not just stating they recruited members. Occasionally, the committee may ask for additional information to help make a determination. To expedite this, nominators will be notified via email when additional information is requested. Simply follow the directions in the email to submit the additional information. Notifications are sent via U.S. mail. Nominators receive notice of the status of their submission. Only approved award recipients are notified. The honoree will receive a letter informing them that they are being recognized with an award and inviting them to attend the venue for presentation. Specific award information is not provided. For those not approved, the committee will evaluate nominations, and if the criteria for another award is met, they will approve that award. Nominations are accepted year-round, but you should submit your paperwork as soon as it is complete. If your desired presentation venue is a council recognition event, it must be postmarked by February 1st. For submissions postmarked or received by February 1st, notifications are sent in mid-March. For all others, notification will be sent approximately 4 to 6 weeks after submission. For those who indicate presentation at Council recognition events, honorees will be invited to receive their pins at the annual meeting. The order of the agenda for this event has not yet been set. Consideration is being given to allow for travel for all regions. Recipients will be our honored guests at the volunteer family picnics with their choice of date. A short lunchtime presentation will include summaries of the volunteers' achievements and a slideshow. This is a one-year trial. We will be collecting volunteer feedback for making decisions about future recognition events at the end of 2014. There are many additional resources to support you. First, online at GSWNY.org, you'll find our Adult Recognition Guide, nomination forms, and supporting documents, as well as an archived version of this webinar. For those who are attending the webinar live, you will be sent a PDF copy of webinar slides, the link to our recognition handbook, and our additional contact information. This concludes our webinar. Thanks for honoring our volunteers. If you need additional support, please feel free to contact Adult Development.